Okay, what we have here now, after Server 2008 has finished installing, we have this initial configuration tasks window that comes up. Now with that, that's okay. We'll just leave that, let that come up all the time. Now the deal is this: in order to complete some of the activities, you have to do three things, and there's a program called DCPromo that does those three things for you automatically. So first of all, you need to set up your computer, your server, as the domain controller. DCPromo does that. You need to set up the DNS. DCPromo does that, and create Active Directory. Set up Active Directory. DCPromo does that. You need those things to happen before some of the activities can be completed. In Chapter 2 and 3 and so on. Now, I want to show you this file as well. In Moodle, we have this file called Configuring a Domain in Server 2008. I'm going to scroll up here. This is a step-by-step instruction set. In order to run DCPromo, you go to Start, Run, and DCPromo, and then you'll get this step-by-step, screen-by-screen installation process. Now, a fully qualified domain name, you'll get that once you create a new domain in a new forest. This fully qualified domain name is something like Shaun2008.net. That's what I'm going to use. But it can be unique. You can put in whatever you want, but it needs to be it is the domain name of this particular system. Now, also within this, you're going to set up the DNS, and also within this, you're going to set up Active Directory here. Once you get that finished, and you'll see this already in mine, you'll see in my server, you'll see that Active Directory and a number of other programs and features like DNS as well will come up and be available. Now, what you have to do first, though, and I've been fighting with this, is set the administrator password. So we need to do that first before we set up DCPromo. So we need to go to Start and Administrative Tools and Computer Management. Go to Continue. Now we should be able to go at this point to Local Users and Groups, to Users, to Administrator, and then Set Password. Okay, so resetting this password might cause irreversible loss. Let's proceed. New password, and I'm going to call it a password. Make sure you write it down. Absolutely write this down. Know where it is. And I should be able to, I set that. That's good. Now I should be able to go to Start, and I can just type in here DCPromo. Continue that. It's going to check to see if those Active Directory binaries are there. In my case, I've installed this I've tried to install it 3 times. So they're there. Otherwise, it's going to take you about 4 or 5 minutes to download those and install those. Maybe not that long. And then under Operating System Compatibility, just select Next. Create a new domain in a new forest. Select Next. And this is the FQDN. Okay, that fully qualified domain name, I guess. So I'm going to call this Shaun2008.net. Okay, and I'm going to go on to Next. It's going to check whether the new forest name is already in use, which it isn't. I'm not sure how long this will take. I guess not that long. So it's going to verify that NetBIOS name, and we will twiddle our thumbs for a little bit. Now, forest functional level. Windows 2000 forest functional level provides all Active Directory domain services features that are available in Windows 2000 Server. So if you have domain controllers running later versions of Windows Server, some advanced features will not be available on those domain controllers while this forest is at the Windows 2000 functional level. Well, that means you can go back and this domain will support older versions of the domain. We don't care about that. We're just going to go to Windows Server 2008. Go Next. We want to select additional options. We want to select the DNS, which is by default. And then no, I will assign a static IP address to all physical network adapters. So I need to assign that IP address. Go to Next. Let's see. Can I go ahead and do this? I need to, at this point, assign my control panel, network and sharing, manage network connections, local area network. I'm going to go to properties, continue. Okay, and then so with my TCP/IP v4, we're going to use the following IP address, and it is 10.48.7. Mine will be 240, and I need to, where are we at? 10.48.7.240. The subnet mask is going to be 255.252.0. The gateway, and we may have to change that gateway as I recall, but I think it's 10.48.7.254 with the DNS at 10.10.4.1. And we may need to change some of those numbers, but I think this will get us through. We can OK that. Enter. Oh, I messed up. That is 255.252. Okay. All right. We'll OK that. We should be able to close this and close this, and then go back to next. And then I've given it a static IP address, and then we should be able to continue with this DNS installation. And we will sit and twiddle a little bit. Okay. I want to continue. Yes. These are just log files. I want to go ahead and select those. Directory services restore mode administrator account is in a different domain administrator account. So assign a password. Go ahead and do that. Okay, and we should be able to go to next. So the wizard is continuing or configuring Active Directory domain services. The process will take a few minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this video at this point, and then start it back up again when it gets there. Okay, so we've reached the point where it says completing the Active Directory domain services installation wizard, and we should be able to say finish. And then let's go ahead and restart now. So as it restarts, what I want to make sure I point out is that what we should do prior to running DCPromo is, of course, update the administrator password and set up a static IP address for the server. Okay, so DNS and server functions require that static IP address. Now, so once again, we need to make sure that we do that. And as this boots up, I'm going to log in to the account and then go through, click on two things just to verify they work, and I hope it's going to work: the Active Directory and the DNS. So this is running fairly quickly. Let's see what happens. And looking at the black screen, I guess it'll get there. So we'll, as soon as we can log in, we'll double check that we can access that. I'll go ahead and pause at this point till we get there. Okay, so the machine's rebooted. Back to this initial configuration tasks screen. Let's go ahead and minimize that. I'm going to go ahead and start, go to Administrative Tools, and we should be able to select Active Directory users and computers, for instance. It should go ahead and load for us. Not that we're looking for anything special at this point. I just want to see that my domain is up and running, and it is. Okay, at that point I'll go ahead to Start, Administrative Tools, and then DNS, and make sure that this DNS is running as well. And it certainly appears to be running as well. So with that, that's installing Windows, creating the VM, installing Windows Server 2008. We want to make sure that we update the admin password initially. We want to set up a static IP address initially, and then run DCPromo, and it should work out pretty well. At this point, you're ready to start Activity 1 in Chapter 1.